Okay, recently we've been talking about how you can improve your form and increase the power of your vertical jump. And today we're going to be talking specifically about rapid and synchronized counter movements. When we talk about counter movements, we're talking about the movement that happens right before you explode. And so before you're going to explode into the air, all your muscles are going to, most of them are going to eccentrically contract. And eccentric contraction is when your muscle stretches. And we've talked about in other videos how your muscles have elastic qualities, and when they're stretched and then allowed to get smaller or concentrically contract, there's going to be added power from the elasticity of the muscle. What is important to realize, though, is that elasticity of the muscle is only going to be good for about 0.2 seconds, about a quarter of a second. And anything longer than that, and that potential energy is going to dissipate. So if you eccentrically contract your muscle and explode it as soon as possible after that eccentric contraction, it's going to explode with greater force. It's going to contract with greater power than otherwise could. So what the take-home lesson is that eccentric contraction before the concentric contraction needs to be as quick as possible in order to take the greatest advantage of that elastic energy. Now, how can you apply this to your vertical jumping form? Well, think about when you jump into place, or whether you're jumping standing up or whether you take a couple steps and then jump into place. What's happening? Well, as you land on 2 feet in preparation to explode upwards, your calves are going to be stretching, right? And your quads are going to be stretching, and you're going to lean over. Your stomach muscles are going to tighten, and you're going to lean forward, and your lower back is going to be stretching. Your arms are going to move back, and so there's going to be arm muscles that are going to be stretching, all in preparation to contract upwards. So basically, the faster that movement can be executed, the more power you're going to be able to generate from it. So that means that as you're jumping into place, you want to allow gravity to coil you like a spring, so to speak, as quickly as possible, and with no time in between, you want to be exploding back upwards. It's going to take some feeling out to get really used to executing all your counter movements very quickly, so that you can take advantage of all the stored elasticity in the muscles and send it upward. But the concept should make sense. And if you have that in mind, and you're also watching other very efficient jumpers, you're going to get the picture, and as you practice it, you're eventually going to get the feel of making that counter movement very quickly. Now, if you watch really good jumpers, you're going to notice that as they jump into position, they're immediately exploding. So their legs are going to contract like spring very quickly, and they're going to explode back up almost immediately. So that's what you want to think about. Now, I said we're going to talk about 2 things, and that's rapid and synchronized counter movements, because you also want to synchronize how all these movements take place, especially the upper body and the arms. If you're going to take maybe a 2-step vertical, take 2 steps and jump off 2 feet from a vertical, think about your arms. A lot of people are going to place their arms behind them a little too late or a little too early, because you want that to be perfect. You want, as soon as you land, you want your arms to be already swinging upward, so that they can all orchestrate an upward propulsion. So think about that as you jump into place to explode. When are your arms going to be perfectly timed so they can be coming forward, and that counter movement can be quick, and they can all explode forward? Now, if you're not using your arms in your jump very much yet, you want to learn how to do that, because you can generate a lot of additional force. Whether you have a ball in your hand or not, you can generate a lot of more upward propulsion if you got your arms involved in the movement. One way to do that is with the medicine ball. A great exercise is to throw a medicine ball off a wall or up in the air, and you catch it. So that's going to create the eccentric contraction or the stretching. As you catch it, you're going to go down and explode immediately upwards and throw the ball as high as you can into the air. And that's going to help you to get your whole torso and your arms involved in the movement in a plyometric action. All right, and then I'd recommend practicing your vertical jumping form directly after that, or in between sets, so that your body is recognized that strength needs to be used for that specific action. So basically, to sum up, you want to make sure that your counter movements happen rapidly and happen in perfect synchronization, so that the elastic energy can be correctly and timely used to create upward propulsion. That's what needs to happen. One way you can go and test this right now, just with your standing vertical, your no-step 2-foot standing vertical, you can go and watch how other people do the standing vertical. So they're going to slowly get into a crouching position, try and explode up. Now what you want to do is you want to allow gravity to press you down as quickly as possible. So it can even be helpful to kind of get on your tippy toes and then allow the gravity to push you to the ground, and as soon as you get into that jumping position, you're right back up. So there's no going slowly into the jumping position and then exploding. You're dropping into position as quickly as possible with your arms correctly timed back and your torso correctly in position to explode upwards, and then it's all happening once. You're like a coil or a spring that's quickly pressed down and then quickly allowed to explode upwards. So anyways, I hope this made sense, and this stuff really works. You can go outside and you can practice it. You can watch how other people are jumping. The way you're able to execute your counter movements, how quickly you're able to do it, and how synchronized that entire movement is going to make a large difference in your overall power output. And the stronger you get and the more flexible you are, the better advantage you're going to be able to take of your entire vertical jump by improving your form. So I have another video coming, hopefully this week, about another tip that you can do with your form to gain extra power and really how to start developing this form as quickly as possible. So I hope this helped out, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.